We're officially one more week before the beta. I am psyched, man. But before I am allowed to do the videos I want to do for the beta, I thought about why not talk about Classic Doom and why it's still an amazing game to this day, although they're very old games. So when I say Classic Doom, I really mean the original Doom, Doom 2, Final Doom, and I'll even throw in Doom 64, which is generally the obscure Classic Doom game compared to those three. I think the first thing I should talk about Classic Doom is how well it has aged. These games are very old, like they're mostly from the early to mid 90s, but the fact they hold up so well in terms of map design, gameplay, replayability, and the list goes on, it's really easy for me to say that this game has aged very well. The level design is some of the most important aspect a first person shooter should succeed in, and the levels are awesome in Doom. They all have their own personalities or feel to it, and the fact they're complex, it gives the player more options to play around, like on E2M2 where you got so many paths that you can take or explore. Let's be honest, it makes the experience better when the levels aren't too simplified or linear. Of course, the gameplay is something I have to talk about. There's a real reason why the new Doom is going back to the classic Doom roots, and it's because it's fast and exciting. I really think we haven't had a lot of first-person shooters that comes close to the speed and pace of the classic Doom games today. I also believe the classic Doom games have always been very balanced in the design of the player versus the enemy. I don't think there's anything cheap about the enemies you fight or certain combat scenarios you go into, at least based on the official games. Doom is all about killing demons, lots of them, and it's really good at delivering that type of experience, and I feel like you always get enough of that killing where it doesn't feel too repetitive or you don't have enough action. I think this is something that a lot of old school Doom players generally come back and play the old games for, and that is the heavy amount of user generated content. I don't know if Doom has a big modding community compared to other games, but I do know the modding community is very dedicated, and making Doom maps are actually simple, and it's not something that requires a special ability to do, like how you actually have to have a computer science background. No, making Doom maps can be so simple once you know how to play around with Doom Builder, and it can also be fairly complex too. Like I said, this is such an old game, but it's crazy how there are countless of custom maps slash megawads and add-ons made by the community. So if you're really into user-generated content, Doom will pretty much supply you a lifetime amount of content because there are so many, and I don't think people are going to stop making them. It's here to stay. One of the things I love about playing Classic Doom is it's a noticeably skill-based game. Good players will play with strong confidence, pulling off eccentric and chaotic strategies, having good aim, good movement, which is a sign that the player is experienced, and there's just so much to it. I always love watching UV Max speedruns or just walkthroughs in general because I love watching good Doom players playing well. It's just satisfying in a way that I can't really describe it well in detail, but when you're playing Doom really well, you just feel like a one-man wrecking machine, and I enjoy playing like that, but I also enjoy watching people playing like that too with their own strategy and style. It really gives the game a lot of replayability. I don't know if I'm speaking this for myself, but when I first beat the original Doom, I wanted to come back and play it again and look for the secrets and just be better at the game in general. It's a game that really gives you that sense of vibe if you're really into single player driven first person shooters like I am. The sandbox is something I feel like classic Doom shines as a whole, but also as a series in general too. The weapons are fun to use. Everyone has their own favorites. I'm sure everyone knows the BFG is like the best gun ever in a video game, and there's really never going to be a gun that'll beat that, especially the Doom 1 and 2 BFG. Super Shotgun from Doom 2 is easily my favorite weapon. It's just a personal weapon, and I really think it's one of the best sawed-off shotgun I ever use in a video game. But Doom is also memorable for having great monster design that are fun to fight, but also appealing to look at. I think most people love the Demon or Pinky. The Archvile is one of my favorites. Mancubus, Cyber Demon, the list just goes on, man. There's like way too many to choose. I'm going to end it there. I mean, I can totally put more, but I don't want to go too long with it. But I grew up with the original Doom as one of my earliest video games I played as a child, and it became my entry to the Doom series, and I definitely loved it and played Doom 2 later on, and those two games were so big for my childhood. They are still something that I really admire and appreciate as I gotten older. To this day, I do play it for more than nostalgia because I really think classic Doom as a whole is still awesome to this day, and I believe people should still play it, especially when waiting for the new Doom game. I won't stop playing it, even once Doom 2016 comes out. I still see myself wanting to come back and play the classics because I love those games so much and I put way too much time into them and I just can't give up playing on them. It's like a part of my soul, you know. Whether the new Doom 2016 will borrow many elements or not, I am going to play the game with an open mind because I know some people really want Doom 2016 to be very familiar with the classics, but we're going to have to see once the game is released. Thank you for watching, people.